Good morning, hello, welcome, Discover and Recover Yoga Peeps. Wednesday, the 19th of April, the day after tax day. Hello, my name is Neil. I am the founder of At the Core. Hello, At the Core. Here in my home studio, introducing myself to some new Discover and Recover Yoga practitioners, D&Y. D-R-Y. Discover and Recover Yoga. The premise is, for this person, myself, 30 years on this path of discovery in long-term recovery, working with individuals in area of recovery from alcoholism. It is my honor and privilege to help individuals and even myself discover that which no longer serves me, whether it be procrastination, envy, jealousy, anger, bitterness, resentment, fear, those personality characteristics, those character traits that are holding me back, holding us back from the best version of ourselves. That's the impetus for the discover part of Discover and Recover Yoga. The recover part is, as you've probably ascertained, is to recover from those elements. And it may not be alcohol related or drug related. It could be food or sex or shopping or the need for approval. These elements, these characteristics that we can recover from so that we can be of service to others. They are a plethora of things that will be uncovered as we discover through this practice. The recover part will also include some meditation, some places to be mindful, practice mindfulness, being in the moment. It is my honor and my privilege to do this with you guys on this journey. So whether you're brand new to the recovery world, maybe not even realizing there is anything to recover from, let this process, I hope this process will allow you and bring you to a sense of connection, a sense of awareness to that which might be holding you back from that best version of yourself. So friends, we're going to begin supine. It's just a fancy term for lying down. Just a little couple of notes. If you have props, which we will use over the course of time, they may be yoga blocks. It could be perhaps a yoga blanket. It's another opportunity to, you might have a cushion, whether it be a pillow, meditation cushion, that could be another super prop. At one point, we'll introduce yoga straps as another tool. But for now, I'd like you to find yourself supine, lying down on your back, and just get comfortable. This is an opportunity to become more aware of how you're showing up in the physical body. For those who perhaps have those addictive tendencies with substances, that substance use disorder could be an opportunity to become more aware, more connected to this vessel, this thing we call our bodies, this container that takes us on this journey on this planet. What a blessing to show up, suit up and show up for this Discover and Recover Yoga. And simply allowing those connection points to the back of the head, shoulder blades, portions of the spinal column, just depends on the curvature of the spine, what will be connected to the surface of your mat. Perhaps the triceps, forearms, back of the hands if the palms are up. The glutes connected to the surface. Maybe portions of your hamstrings, your calves, the backs of the heels, maybe the Achilles tendons. All those are connection points onto the surface, onto your mat. So in this awareness process of showing up, suiting up, and being in this moment, the next thing I'd like you to do, friends, is turn the attention to the breath. So start to notice the deepening of the inhales through the nostrils. Not only does the chest expand, but so does the belly. And the exhale, we'll exhale through the mouth. We'll transition in just a bit to nostril breathing in yoga practice. We often refer to nostril breathing as ujjayi breath. So this is getting fuller and richer and deeper on the in-breath through the nose. Perhaps there is a bit of a sigh, maybe a sound as you come out, exhaling out through the mouth, and that you'll learn over the course of this process what a fan I am of the exhales. When the shit hits the fan, when your buttons are pushed, when the anxiety starts to rise, the tensions increase, please come back to the breath. It is an anchor. Those exhales can be used as a therapeutic tool to let go of the tension. It's like a release valve. So a few more rounds, full and rich and deep on the inhale, nice and big and bold on the exhale. You have a tendency to breathe a little shallowly in this country, more into the upper part of the chest. So this is also introducing, getting deeper into the lower abdominals, that belly breathing. All right, friends. On the next in-breath, let's draw the right knee in, please. An opportunity to hug that right thigh towards the core. Give that right ankle some motion. Hello, ankles. These major joints that we can help keep supple, keep pliable. Think about what the ankles do to support us on this journey. Now, please, I'm going to take that left hand and guide that right knee to the left, and I'm going to gaze over the right shoulder. Opportunity from here is to take the right arm into some circles. They may be small circles, they may be large circles, doesn't matter. Just moving that arm in circular motions, that right arm in circular motions as we continue twisting to the left. Transitioning, if you haven't already, to nostril breathing. Now please let that right arm circle in the other direction. Hello, right shoulder head. Hello, right shoulder girdle. Okay, the right arm will go still. Let's draw that right knee back into center. Give it another opportunity to hug it in, squeeze it in, and then please switch. Right leg goes long, left knee comes in. Same thing, other side. Give that left ankle some love, please. Ooh, there's some nice popping going on in that left ankle for me. Okay, right hand guides that left knee to the right. Gaze over the left shoulder. Opportunity to start to move that left arm in a circular motion. Notice how that is into that left shoulder head, left shoulder girdle. Now please reverse it, take it the other way. Eventually, we're drawing that left knee back into center. Give it a nice hug. Let it tug, draw the right knee into meet it because they're buddies. I'm going to suggest you move a little side to side. If you want to rock front to back, tuck the chin towards the chest. It may feel good for some to find that rock from front to back. Otherwise, it's just a gentle motion from side to side. Okay, eventually, however you want to find your way to table, rocking and rolling up, coming on to hands and knees, allowing the wrists to land underneath the shoulders, the knees to land underneath it. Inhaling for cow, exhale for cat. So classic cat-cow motion. We come into this probably 97% of the time in the practice that I instruct, cat-cow. Inhaling, the navel gets low, the gaze goes towards the sky. Exhale, chin tucks and back round. So classic cat-cow, let the breath guide you. Inhaling, we'll draw the navel low, lift the heart. Exhale, chin tucks. Let's go for a few more rounds, please. Beautiful. Hello, spine. Thank you for the vertebra protecting that spinal column. the central nervous system. Okay, eventually, friends, we're going to come back to neutral table. Turn around the other way. Back to neutral. This right arm is going to come out like a wing. I'm going to bend the right elbow, right hand to the back of the neck. Inhale the right elbow to the sky. Exhale, right elbow to left forearm. Inhale, we twist and lift. Exhale, we condense. Right elbow. It might land to the inside of the left forearm or left elbow, but we're just mindful of this twist. Inhale, maybe seeing how high that right elbow goes. Exhale, we condense. So just flowing through this, we'll go for 4. Inhale, we lift, and exhale, we condense for 3. Almost there for 2. And then last one, we're back to table. A little wardrobe check. Yeah, mindful of this. Same thing other side. Left arm comes out like a wing. We're going to bend the left elbow, left hand to the back of the neck. Inhale, left elbow lifts. Exhale, you draw it in. Here we go for 4. Inhale, maybe noticing how high that left elbow goes for 3. Here's 2. And then last one, you're back to table. Okay, DNR participants, big toes to touch. Let's draw the knees out wide. Start to walk the hands forward simultaneously, the hips back, child's pose. The forehead barely makes it to the mat, wonderful. If it doesn't, this is where a block could come in handy. Or you could just place one fist on top of the other and let that forehead nestle onto the fist, child's pose. So an early restorative pose, simply letting go, feel it to the hips, below knees. Now, option from child's pose is to float the hands to the low back, or maybe let the hands bind at the instep or the outer blade of the feet. If this is too much for the cervical spine, for the neck, keep the hands forward. Wonderful opportunity to get fuller and richer and deeper on the inhale. And see what happens on the exhale. Nice. On your next in-breath, let's sweep the arms forward, back to our regular child's pose. Inhale to hinge forward. And on the exhale, let's tuck the toes, lift the hips first, downward dog of the practice. So we're hanging out upside down. I've got my hands about shoulder distance, my feet about hip distance. We'll shimmy into this, a little bending of one knee, and then the other, we kind of wag the tail, moving the head like it's on a swivel. That'll protect the higher energy centers of the head and the neck. Maybe stepping the feet out wide, maybe even bringing the hands out wide. It is wide version downward dog. Beautiful. But eventually, inhale to the tiptoes, and as we exhale, let's bend both knees, walk it to the top of the mat, first standing forward fold. Chin is in. You can dangle, you can bind. Ragdoll it. But eventually, let's glue our palms to the shins. Inhale for a half lift. Spinal preparation, draw the crown of the head forward. Exhale, let's fold it back in. One more time, palms to shins, half lift. Beautiful, guys. Exhale, surrender to the fold, please. So it's funny to think surrender. From surrender comes victory. Please, let's roll up the spine. Take your time as we stack one vertebra on top of the other. Let the palms meet above the crown of the head. And as you exhale, we'll draw the hands to the heart space. All right, one of my favorite mantras, friends, is from the heart center. All the good stuff emanates: kindness, compassion, empathy, tolerance, patience, forgiveness. Ultimately, it's love emanating from the heart center. If there's a purpose for this practice, maybe there's around the discover and the recovery portion. Maybe there's some love, some light you're sending out to some family member, a loved one. Maybe it's for self. Just acknowledging, sending some of that love, light, and power out to somebody in your midst. And again, maybe it's towards self. As we inhale, let's sweep the arms wide and high. The palms once again meet above the crown, and I'm going to have this right hand grab that left wrist, side bend to the right, opening up that left side. Inhaling, bring us back to center. Please exhale, tip it to the left. Back to center. One more time. Right hand grabs left wrist, big bend to the right. Back to center. Exhale, big bend to the left. Back to center. I'm going to let the arms kind of do a V shape and then just tilt it backwards. It's a heart opener as you draw the hips towards the front edge of the mat. Heart opens, shine that beautiful heart. Inhale, may lengthen and bend just a bit deeper. As we exhale, just gently bring the hands back to the heart center and begin that little forward. Flat back, forward fold, and we're back to that standing forward fold. Either peace fingers or mat or palms to shins, once again, half lift. Exhale, fold it deep. Okay, friends, from this position, I'm going to bend the knees a little deeper, bring the fingertips to the palms of the mat, and walk the feet back. First power pose. It's an upper push-up. This can be done from the knees. You have the option. Choose your version. Wrists right below the shoulders. I'm not letting the hips come up too high or sink down too low. As we hold here for 4. If the spirit moves you, you'd like to get a yogi push-up or 2 as we breathe into this for 3. Almost there for 2. Now, if you haven't already, please do lower the knees. Flatten the feet, chest and chin to the mat. Chest and chin between the thumbs. Little shimmy here to get yourself nicely organized. Inhale, we'll find cobra. Heart lifts, hips and thighs pressing into the mat. And as you exhale, peel the belly back down. Okay, we got 2 more of those. Inhale, the heart lifts. Exhale, we'll float it back down. Last time. Inhale, cobra, maybe baby cobra. And then exhale, peel it back down. Beautiful, guys. All right, from this position, I'm going to suggest we press into all 10 knuckles. Press up through table to child's pose. Maybe the knees are a little more narrow in this version of child's pose, so you choose. Draw the knees out wide. Listening to your body, it'll tell you what version it wants to do. Child's pose. Option again is to float the hands to the low back. Binds might stay close to the lumbar. It might float off the low back just a bit for a shoulder opener. Otherwise, keep the arms forward as we hold here for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Now, eventually, release the arms back to the front of the mat. Let that little momentum bring you back up to table. Retuck the toes, lift hips, downward dog. So we reset on purpose by design to see how we can build some muscle memory. Certainly takes time. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, right? Inhale, the right leg lifts. As you exhale, I'm going to draw the right foot to the top of the mat, low lunge. Eventually, I'm going to purposely lower that left knee, flatten that left foot, draw the arms forward, high, low, low lunge, arms high. All right, and the lovely cue here is to think about squeezing inner left thigh towards the inner right thigh. Find that center of gravity. Float the right hand to the low back, please. Left elbow to right thigh. Left elbow to right thigh. Opportunity to stay right here. Some will sweep that right arm to connect right palm to left. Beautiful. Steady here as we hold for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Now please draw the hands to the heart center. We'll check in here. Inhale, we'll sweep the arms wide and high, maybe a little tiny back bend. As you exhale, left hand is front, right hand is back. That little awkward spin. Left hand front, right hand back. Yeah. Inhale, the left hand high, right hand goes low. We exalt in this little awkward spin. Hold here. We'll breathe into that for 3. Probably looking down and over that right shoulder for 2. Now please, on one, cartwheel both hands to frame that right foot. Left toes curl under, left knee lifts. Let's do this. Bring the right foot back, downward dog. Okay. Remember, tabletop, child's pose, always available. For reset, once you're here, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. However you get it there. Ooh, yeah. Eventually, please friends, right knee lowers, right foot flattens, draw the arms forward. So we're in this low lunge, low supported lunge, biceps by ears now. I'm thinking about squeezing inner left thigh towards the inner right thigh. Inhale length a bit more. I'm going to bring that left hand to low back, right elbow, right left thigh. Right elbow to left thigh. Mm-hmm. Opportunity, float that left palm on top of the right palm, finding a twist. We'll hold for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Now please, on 1, bring the hands back to the heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms wide behind me, do a little tiny back bend. As you exhale, right hand is front, left hand is back. Inhale, the right hand high, left hand goes low. We'll hold here for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Now gently on 1, let's reframe that front foot. Left toes curl under, right toes curl under, right knee lifts, left foot comes back. Downward facing dog. Reset, realign, readjust. Inhale to the tiptoes. As we exhale, let's bend both knees. Once again, let's walk it, step it, top of the mat, forward fold. Peace fingers from out of palm positions, let's half lift. Exhale, fold it deep. Arms around like wings, let's reverse swan dive. Flat back wings is up. Palms reach towards the sky, heels lift. Little balance. Now please, let's do this, friends. As you exhale, lower the heels, bend the knees, sweep the arms back. Little posture of groundedness. Inhale, draw the arms by the ears. We'll call this chair pose. And as you exhale, let's refold, forward fold. Let's repeat that. Inhale, let's sweep the arms wide and high. Reverse swan dive. Come up onto the tiptoes. And as you exhale, relower the heels, bend the knees, flip the arms back. Squeeze the collarbones, squeeze the shoulder blades, collarbone spread. Inhale, we'll find arms by ears, a little version of chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. 2 more times. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Lifting up onto the balls of the feet. Let that exhale, lower the heels, bend the knees, draw the arms back. Inhale for chair. Exhale to fold. Last time. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Let the heels lift. Find a little balance. Exhale, heels lower, knees bend, arms float back, collarbone spread, shoulder blades squeeze. Inhale, we find chair. Exhale, forward fold. If there's a bind you can find here, grab the calves, maybe grab the Achilles tendon. Some will wrap peace fingers around the big toes, chest towards thigh, gaze towards the back of the room, back of the mat, belly towards thigh. Ooh, yeah. Big breath in, nice, release any residual tension, any unnecessary burdens, tightness, stiffness, let it slide off the crown of the head, off the shoulder blades. Anybody got, please release it and let's roll up the spine. Stacking one vertebra on top of the other. Take your time, please. There's another train coming. Whew. Mountain pose, top of the mat. Borrowed phrase from a teacher I was with this past weekend, Rolf Gates, based in California. Let's just let the breath flow like water. Mountain pose. The significance of this posture doesn't escape me. It's such a powerful, resilient, majestic posture. As simple as it is, it can be so profound in its simplicity, in its grace, in its power. Mountain pose. Relax the fingers. Maybe lift the toes, or just spread the toes wide. I've got some students who can spread the toes like fingers, but eventually the toe pads come back to the mat. All is well. Mountain pose. Beautiful, guys. An alignment check. We have in this country a significant forward head tilt. Forward head tilt. And it's oftentimes from our devices, from our seated postures. I'm going to purposely think about maybe taking the fingertip Index fingers to the cleft of the chin and literally draw that chin back. It's almost as if I'm drawing the front of the throat to the back of the neck. You may feel like you're puffing the chest out a bit. You may feel a little unusual, and that's okay. We're thinking about this alignment, cervical spine to the thoracic spine. And this, once again, just come into this relaxed posture, fold posture. All right, suggestion now is to just let the arms come forward, as if you're offering a tray of drinks. I'm going to take this right arm underneath the left. Right arm goes underneath the thumbs face downward. I'm going to let those palms, those hands interlace in front of the chest, shoulders just off, draw those knuckles in towards the core, towards your heart center, and find this bind. Perhaps you can draw those triceps a little more parallel to the floor, knuckles towards the ceiling, and then just a little baby bend into knees as if you're sitting into chair with this bind. We'll hold here. Draw the hips back. You still should be able to see the toes underneath the knees. We'll breathe into this for 3. Let the shoulders relax. Relax the throat and the jaw. Almost there for 2. Now, please re-straighten the legs. Gently undo the bind. Let's begin with a little finger wiggle, a little wrist rotation, and then please, let's just shake it out. Shake that shit out. That's what I like to say, yeah. Here, back to mountain, please. I'm going to just do that. Okay. Again, the breath to flow like water. Maybe the toes lift. Individually spreading those toes, toe pads eventually find their way back to the mat. Alignment check. Draw the back of the front of the throat towards the back of the neck. Arms come forward as if you're offering a tray of drinks. Left arm is underneath right. Left arm floats underneath right. Thumbs down. Same thing other side. Interlace those fingers. Watch the shoulders. They want to creep up by the ears. Draw those interlaced knuckles towards the heart center. Find the bind. Elbows stay low. If you've got it, you can let those knuckles lift towards the ceiling. Triceps parallel to the floor. And let's rebend the knees. Toes lift good. We're pressing into the heels. Eventually the toe pad will come back to the floor. Maybe the booty goes back a little further. We'll hold here for 4. Beautiful, guys. Breathing steady into that for 3. Nice. All is well. Almost there for 2. Now, please re-straighten the legs. Undo the bind. Give the fingers the wiggle and the wrists the rotation. And then, yes, I want to say shake. Shake it out. Shake that shit. Ooh, yeah. Beautiful. All right. Mountain pose. An opportunity to come in and just simply let go. Release the worries, resentments, the unrealistic expectations, the envy, the jealousy, the gossip. The mindset of scarcity. Let it all go as we shift the weight to this right foot. I'm going to do the best job I can to draw left heel towards left glute and see if I can bind the top of that left foot. I'm going to see if I can draw this left thigh in alignment with the right thigh. Guess what? A chair, a table, a wall is a great prop to place that right hand on that. Other option is to take the right hand to the sky. So this lovely balance, this quad stretch on that left leg, opportunity is to begin a little hinging. I'm pressing left foot into left hand and finding a little forward fold in what would be referred to as dancer pose. Otherwise, you're going to just stay up in perpendicular. If you don't find the bind, you can always grab the pant leg as we hold here. Great balance as we come out of it. If you do come out of it, just begin again. We'll hold here for 4. Breathing steady into that for 3. Almost there for 2. Nice. Now, eventually, let's go ahead and return back to mountain. I'm going to slowly release this left foot down and come back to mountain. Okay. Just a moment for resetting, realigning, readjusting. Big fan of that prefix RE. uppercase R, lowercase e hyphen. I think we all should have t-shirts with that as we revive, as we reevaluate, as we reassess, realign. Weight to that left foot. I'm going to do the best job I can to draw right heel towards right glute, finding the bind. Right hand to the right foot. Again, best job to keep that right thigh in relative alignment with the left thigh, using that left hand for support on a chair, on a wall. Otherwise, you can go towards the ceiling. Hello, left quad, right quadricep. Now pressing right foot into right hand, I might find that little lean, little forward fold. In yoga practice, we'll call it dancer's posture. Otherwise, I want to stay in that perpendicular position. So yogi's choice is we hold for 6. Breathing steady into this for 5. Almost there for 4. Breathing into this for 3. Almost there for 2. And then on 1, I'm going to slowly draw that right foot back to the floor, back to mountain. Lovely job, guys. Little opportunity for this posture check-in, what we call Dandasana, mountain pose. Excuse me, Tadasana, Tadasana. I'm going to widen the stance just a bit. Instead of being about hip distance, I'm going to come up, maybe even out past my shoulders. And all I'm doing is moving the hips from side to side, the thigh bones reaching out from left to right. Do that with the hands on the hips, so make sure you're placing the fingertips on the outside of the thigh bones. Yeah, just a gentle rock, side to side. Here we go for 4. There's 3, 2, and then 1. Now I'd like you to hip circle. In whatever direction you've gone, we'll switch directions in just a moment. Nice hip circles as we go in this direction a few more times, please. Nice. Now please reverse it, take it the other way. Hello, hips. Just full disclosure, I have my right hip is 3 years old. My left hip is 105 days old. Here we go. Now, as you come back to center, draw those feet in maybe a little closer. My feet are about hip distance apart. Speaking of hips, inhale, let's sweep the arms wide and high, maybe a little tiny back bend. Shine that beautiful heart, and exhale, let's swan dive, flat back, forward fold. Peace fingers are out of palm position. We half lift. Exhale, fold it deep. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to suggest we walk both feet back just to the downward dog. Revisit the downward dog, please. Beautiful, guys. All is well. Again, maybe a little shimmy of the shoulders. Not too many people that. I kind of like to give a little shoulder shimmy, but I'm going to suggest you have a little wagging of the tail. As one knee bends, then the other. You're rolling through the soles of the balls of the feet. Beautiful. From this downward dog, as we pause, we find some stillness. A lot of energy at the top of the mat, a lot of energy at the back of the mat. Let's take that right leg to the sky. It may lift an inch, it may lift a little higher. As you exhale, draw that right foot between the thumbs. We're going to find our low lunge. If you need to do that with the left knee down, absolutely. But eventually, let's lift that left knee, anchor that left foot down, take that left arm, cartwheel up and around, warrior 2. We've got right foot forward, left foot back, warrior 2. Inhale, let's exalt. Right hand sits high, left hand goes low. Maybe the left hand wraps around the low back as you open up. This whole right side of the body will breathe into this, maintaining a nice bend into that right knee. We'll hold for 3. That's it, guys. Breathing into that for 2. Now release the right arm back to the front of the mat, left arm to the back of the mat. And then let's segue side angle. Right forearm finds right thigh. Left arm is going to bisect that left ear. Maybe upper left ribs can spin towards the ceiling, towards the sky a little more as we lengthen through that left side. We'll hold for 3. You guys breathing into that for 2. Now on 1, I'm going to simply untwist, frame that right foot, bring this right foot back, downward dog. So on purpose, revisiting this posture, Adho Mukha Savasana on purpose by design. Settle into that. And please, again, remember, tabletop, child's pose, always available. Okay. A lot of energy to the top of the mat. Maybe spread the fingers wider. Heels might go a little lower. Students say, hey, do my heels need to find the mat? And maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Doesn't matter. Inhale, that left leg lifts. Let's go ahead. Draw that left foot, top of the mat, lunge. Okay. If that right knee was down to do it, let's lift the right knee. Right foot's gonna anchor down, right arm start rolling up, and warrior two on this side. Left foot is forward, right foot is back. Inhale, we float the left hand high, right hand goes low, we exalt. Maintain a nice bend into that left knee, strong energy to the outer edge of that right foot. We'll hold for 3. Maybe that left hand wraps around the low back, right hand wraps around the low back for 2. Now let's release it back out to the warrior 2, please. Inhale, I'm going long through the digits as we exhale, left forearm to left thigh, right arm bisects the right ear. Hello, right side bottom. Maybe upper left, right rib spin a little higher towards the ceiling. Yeah. We'll hold here for 3. Long line of energy from that middle left, right finger to the outer edge of that right foot for 2. Now let's release. Reframe that left foot. Right heel lifts. Let's bring that left foot back, lower to the knees. Shot. So, on this path of discovery, whether it's whatever, if it's substance related in your day 2, day 3, year 1, year 12, year 18, doesn't matter. We all are have the opportunity to continue to uncover and then recover. And that recovering, gosh, it takes place in so many different ways, so many opportunities in that recovery process so that we can be of service to those around us, loved ones, neighbors, friends, family members, and even maybe strangers, people we're meeting on the street. All right, from child pose, let's come back up to the table. All right. I call this a version of, well, I've heard the teachers call it hero's pose. I'm going to draw my hips towards my heels. Hips towards my heels. Now, in this position, if this is too much for the knees or the hip, you could take that pillow or that blanket and place it between the hamstrings and the calves. That could be a nice cushion, or again, maybe it's this pillow placed between the hamstrings and the calves. As we draw the hands to heart center, let's twist. Left elbow to right thigh. Left elbow to right thigh. Nice. The inhale brings you back to center. Exhale, right elbow to left thigh. Inhale back to center. One more time. Twist it to the right. Left elbow to right thigh. Back to center. Twist it to the left. Back to center. Pause. Okay, friends, however you want to find your way to the mat. I'm just going to float onto my right hip, swing the legs around to the front, and find seated posture. Take up the camera just a bit. Finding that seated posture. We'll call it staff pose. Inhale, let's lift and lengthen. And on the exhale, just a gentle seated forward fold. Slight bend to the knees. If there's any issues with the low back, I can tell you a story from 11 years ago when I was diagnosed with a disc herniation. Lumbar 5 and sacrum 1 totally disintegrated, herniated, and I had the most severe case of sciatica. This was 11 years ago. Clinicians, specialists suggested, highly recommended back surgery. I decided to stay another 6 to 8 weeks practicing yoga, doing the best job I can to modify through the pain, and it went away. And it has been gone for the last 11 years. Coming back up, hands back at the heart center, please. There's a purpose, an idea, a thought. I'm going to just slowly bring the soles of the feet together for butterfly pose. Grab the shins, grab the ankles, maybe grab the tops of the feet. Peace fingers can wrap around the big toes as an option. Inhale to lengthen the spine, seemingly lengthen. Exhale, we'll start to forward fold and then roll or fold into this. I'm using the elbows to coax those knees a little wider. You know, with two new hips, this is a big posture for me. Some will bring the chest a little closer to the insteps of the feet. Doesn't really matter. Just finding butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana, also called cobbler's pose. Hello, adductors, the inner thighs. Maybe a little flutter. Beautiful. Now, the suggestion is let the spine realign perpendicular to the floor. Draw the knees towards the ceiling, soles of the feet to mat, and that little momentum is going to take you back into boat pose. Modifications: grab the hamstrings, place the hands down by the hips. If the spirit moves you and like to come into the more full expression, it's here. So listen to your body. It'll be the best educators. We hold for 3. Breathing steady into that for 2. Now, on 1, I'm going to start to lower halfway down. Variation is bringing the forearms to the floor or grab those hamstrings as we hold here for 3. Breathing steady into that for 2. Now, on 1, I'm going to do my best job to rise back up. Okay. Beautiful. We've got 1 more of those. We'll hold here for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Now, on 1, lower back down. Find the float, find the hover. Again, you're here for modifications or here. Hold for 3. Beautiful. Breathing into that for 2. Now, on 1, once again, rise on up. Ooh, yeah. All right, here we go. We'll hold for 4. Soften the shoulders, soften the throat and the jaw for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Now, please, friends, on 1, lower all the way down. Back to our supine position. Inhale, let's reach the arms overhead. Some will point the toes, some will flex the feet, and we have that stretch. Giving maybe the ankles and the wrists a little rotation, the fingers and the toes. Hello, extremities. Thank you, extremities. Inhale, lengthen a bit more, but as you exhale, draw both knees into the chest. We're going to rebind. We were there earlier. Side to side rock, maybe front to back. If you do front to back, tuck the chin in. All right, friends, arms come out like wings, knees to the right, gaze is left. Opportunity to take this right hand to the outside of that left thigh and maybe give a little nudge. You might notice left shoulder blade, mine wants to pop a little bit. So I'm gonna do the best job I can to keep the left shoulder blade connected. Big breath in, big breath out. Nice. Now let's do this. On an inhale, let's come back to center, rebound. All right, arms once again out like wings, knees to the left, gaze is right. Left hand might find the top of that right thigh. For a little extra engagement, a little extra nudge. Steady gaze over right shoulder, right elbow, right fingertips. Breath in, breath out. The in-breath will come back to center. Yes. Realign the neck to neutral. Take both legs, stick straight to the ceiling. Hands down by the sides of the body. We'll call it legs at the wall without the wall. Option now is to both legs stick straight to the right side. Gaze over the left shoulder. Inhaling back to center. Sweep the legs to the left. I've got a little space situation here with my altar. Nice. And then back to center. One more time. Both legs to the right. Maybe they find the floor. Maybe there's a little float. Back to center. Both legs to the left. Back to center. Please bend the knees. Soles of feet on the mat. Hands down. It may feel comfortable to keep the knees bent. Others will, right ankle finds the right corner of the mat. Left ankle finds the left corner of the mat. If you have a pillow or a bolster or something you'd like to put underneath the knees, that could be a nice support. If you have that blanket, some will find it to be comfortable as a little headrest. And we rest, finding Savasana. I'm going to suggest seeking and finding the Savasana sweet spot. Maybe that's a little hip shimmy, maybe a little adjustment on your mat in this supine position, and eventually a full, rich and deep breath in through the nose. And then please, as you exhale, let that shit go. Let it go. Again, borrowing the phrase from Rolf Gage, just let the breath flow like water. Friends, these moments are yours. Seek some serenity, some harmony, some tranquility, peace of mind, letting those just simply envelop the body, wrap around the body like a soft blanket, sensing that easiness, that subtleness. Letting go of worries, burdens, anxieties, fears, trepidations. Let them all just seep into the mat, release, letting go. Simply be in this moment. Notice the heartbeat. The rise and fall of the core. The ebb and flow of the abdominal area. Please taking the right hand to the heart center and the left hand just below the belly button. We'll connect with these two critical energy centers, the heart chakra just below the navel chakra. And as you settle in there, allowing the forearms, the arms to just kind of melt by the sides of the body, I'd like you to reintroduce a fuller and richer and deeper breath cycle. Let the chest and belly expand on the in-breath. And perhaps the exhale goes to the mouth, and maybe a sigh, and maybe a sound as you release. It is that opportunity to use the out breath as a therapeutic tool. Let it be the release valve. When the buttons get pushed, when the shit hits the fan, when the anxiety and fear starts to increase, come back to this breath, your breath pattern as an anchor. Couple more rounds, please. Full, rich, and deep on the inhale. Simply let go on the exhale. Eventually, on the exhale, some will prefer to float the hands back down to the sides of the body. I've got some students that like to keep the hands at the heart center and the lower belly for comfort or ease. So whatever works best for you as we move the toes. The head can go from side to side. The fingers start to move, the wrists start to rotate, the ankles do as well. Next in breath is going to draw those knees into the chest. That's our signal. We're about to conclude. Little movements from side to side. Some practitioners like to find themselves floating either to the right side or left side and finding a little fetal position. Little renewal posture, an opportunity to reconnect to your purpose, your intention for the practice. Eventually, you'll either rock and roll or press up to seated. My thumb is onto this meditation cushion as I find Sukhasana cross-legged. So if it feels better to be butterfly pose, if it feels better that the legs come out front, you get to choose. Here's our opportunity to reset in our closing posture. Thank you, Discover and Recover Yogi Peeps. Questions, comments, feedback, always welcomed. The hands draw their heart space. Here's an acknowledgement of this ancient practice and for me to give thanks. Offer much gratitude to you all in this space. And we close in a traditional fashion. Please know the divine light, the teacher and the spirit within me indeed, with a bunch of gratitude. And showing up in this virtual setting humbly and authentically, I trust humbly and authentically with you all, bows to the divine light, to the teacher, and to the spirit that dwells within each of you all. Namaste. Thank you all. Be well, drink lots of water. Until next Wednesday, blessings.